The greatest danger is not that we aim too high and miss, but that we aim too low and hit. Let that settle in for a moment, because right now, the universe is pulling back its bowstring, aiming straight at your soul's purpose. On April 23rd, 2025, the arrow flies. And if you're not ready, if you're not even looking, you'll miss it entirely. This isn't just a date. It's a cosmic alarm clock ringing loud, shaking the foundations of your life. A portal is about to crack open. And what's on the other side? The version of you that you were always meant to become. But here's the catch. Most people won't even notice. They'll walk right past this cosmic doorway as if it's just another ordinary day. Picture standing at a train station, 2 tracks in front of you. One leads to the life you've always known, comfortable, predictable, unchallenged. The other? It's a bullet train to your highest destiny, but that train doesn't wait. It won't loop back around. And this portal, this alignment between Venus and the North Node, is that train pulling into the station. Miss it, and who knows when the next one comes. That's why you need to hear this. Because missing this moment, it's like sleeping through your wake-up call, only to realize too late that the life you wanted left without you. So before we dive deeper, hit like, subscribe, and drop the number 77 in the comments. Not just for you, but to help spread this message to others who need to catch this train too. Now here's what's really going on. On April 23rd, Venus, the planet of love, values, and beauty, aligns perfectly with the North Node, the cosmic compass pointing toward your destiny. This rare alignment doesn't happen by chance. It's a divine intersection where your present meets your future. Timelines bend, soul contracts stir, destiny changes. But there's a secret most are missing about this portal. And if you stick with me, I'll reveal it before we're done. And that brings us to the truth most people will never hear. The secret that's quietly hidden beneath all the chaos, noise, and distractions of everyday life. If Venus meeting the North Node is the train pulling into the station, then what's happening around it, the timing, the energies, the silence between the stars, is the conductor whispering, are you coming or not? Because this isn't just a planetary handshake. It's a cosmic transmission, a sacred signal being sent straight to your heart. When Venus, the ruler of love, beauty, and what we truly value, aligns with the North Node, the guiding star of destiny, it's like the universe is handing you a blueprint, not a map to where you've been, but a glowing outline of who you're here to become. Imagine this. Venus is your heart's true voice. The North Node? It's the future version of you waving from the other side of time, saying, over here, this is where you're meant to go. And for a moment, just one celestial heartbeat, they sync up. That's not astrology fluff. That's divine timing in motion. And it doesn't come often. The North Node isn't even a planet, it's a mathematical point. But don't let that fool you. It holds power beyond logic. Think of it like a compass buried in your soul, always pointing forward, no matter how lost you feel. When Venus taps into that frequency, your desires get recalibrated. You may suddenly feel pulled toward people, choices, places that feel random, but they're not. They're echoes from your future self, trying to reach you. For thousands of years, people who lived close to the stars, mystics, temple priests, sky watchers, knew this alignment wasn't casual. Some built monuments to track it. Others waited years to plant seeds or start sacred unions under this influence. Why? Because they understood something most of us have forgotten in the age of quick scrolls and short attention spans. Not all time is created equal. Some moments are portals. And on April 23rd, that portal swings wide open. What makes this one so supercharged is that it's not happening in isolation. Mercury, the planet of thought, speech, and divine messages, is retrograde in Pisces. Retrograde doesn't mean broken, it means inward. In Pisces, that's the ocean of the unseen, the dream world, the spirit realm. So now picture this triangle forming above your life. Venus igniting your heart's purpose, the North Node calling your future forward, and Mercury retrograde whispering secrets from other realms into your intuition. It's like your soul is getting messages through a dream, a song lyric, a random memory that won't leave you alone. These aren't coincidences. They're instructions. The veil between worlds is paper thin, and during this time, what's been hidden, what you've refused to see about yourself, your patterns, your path, can finally come into the light. But not if you're sleepwalking through it. Not if you're glued to distractions or numbing the discomfort. Because here's the truth. Growth never comes gift-wrapped. It comes disguised as chaos, confusion, or a choice that scares the hell out of you. Some people will walk into this portal with eyes wide open. They'll feel it. They'll act. And when the door closes, they'll find themselves in a whole new chapter, like they jumped timelines. Others? They'll keep doing what they've always done, wondering why nothing ever changes, wondering why they feel like they missed something, but can't quite name what. Let me be clear. Your soul has been preparing for this moment, long before this lifetime, long before you had a name or a body. This portal is part of a bigger story, one that stretches across timelines, lifetimes, and lineages. You didn't stumble into this message by accident. You were called here because part of you already knows what's coming. You felt the stirrings, the restlessness, the sense that something is about to break wide open. And it is. April 23rd is a doorway, not a destination. What you choose to do with it, that's your part of the contract. You can walk through with courage or let it pass you by. But the ones who listen, the ones who answer the call, they'll feel the shift instantly, like waking up from a long dream and finally remembering why they came here. And that feeling, that sudden clarity like waking from a dream, you're not imagining it. It's real. It's your spirit surfacing after years underwater, gasping for air and whispering, "This is it." Have you noticed the shift? That quiet buzz under your skin? Like something is moving beneath the surface of your life, trying to rise? Maybe you felt it in strange dreams, repeating numbers, memories showing up out of nowhere, or a voice in your head telling you to call them, go there, try again. That's not random. That's preparation. Cosmic, sacred, and unstoppable. Your soul has been laying the groundwork for this moment long before you consciously knew it was coming. The tension, the insomnia, the tug of nostalgia, that's the soul stretching between timelines, ready to break free from what was and leap toward what could be. It's like being a bow pulled tight, just seconds before release. Right now, the moon sits in Gemini, activating the mind. Thoughts are racing, yes, but they're also rearranging, connecting dots you didn't know were meant to fit together. It's like waking up in the middle of a jigsaw puzzle and realizing the pieces have been shifting on their own. Suddenly, old passions return with new relevance. Random people from your past reappear in dreams or texts. Forgotten skills knock on your mental door like, "Hey, remember me?" This isn't nostalgia. It's your future sending signals through the cracks in time. And those signals are getting louder because your soul knows. This is the moment you've been waiting for. But now we come to the part almost no one is talking about. The part you need to hear before it's too late. The Venus North Node portal isn't just about stepping into your future. It's also about clearing out your past. A door to what's next doesn't open unless the door behind you is ready to close. And this portal, it's not polite. It doesn't gently knock. It swings open and slams shut. This is a karmic reset, an energetic audit, a spiritual detox. Most people are only looking at what they might gain. But what they're ignoring is what this portal will force you to release. Before anything new can be born, the outdated must die. And right now, your soul is shedding lifetimes of weight. You may already be feeling it. Sudden distance between you and people you once felt close to. Conversations that no longer land. Friendships that feel hollow. Even long-term relationships hitting strange, unexplainable forks in the road. That's not just life happening. That's cosmic surgery. Some of these bonds were always meant to be temporary. They were messengers, mirrors, teachers dressed as lovers, family, or friends. And their job is done. Others are more subtle. Energetic contracts, old patterns, karmic loops finally unraveling. This portal doesn't just open new timelines. It collapses the ones that have run their course. So if you're feeling emotional, confused, or raw, good, that means you're awake. That means the portal is working on you. You are not being punished, you are being purified. Think of this moment like wildfire in a forest. It may burn, but it's clearing space for new life to bloom. You can't carry everyone and everything with you into your next chapter. Some of them were never meant to cross that threshold. And here's the most radical part. This process is automatic. You don't get to decide if the purge happens. You only get to choose how consciously you move through it. If you resist, it may feel like chaos. But if you surrender, it becomes alchemy. Let the old fall away. Let the silence fill the space where they once stood. Something better is coming. Not just new love, new paths, or new purpose, but the version of you that you've been aching to meet. Because once this portal closes, everything changes. The chapter turns whether you're ready or not. And if you've been brave enough to let go of what's leaving, the universe will reward you in ways you can't yet imagine. But don't think for a second that the gifts will just fall into your lap. The final test before the portal opens is already underway. We're entering the countdown now. The air is starting to hum. And if you've been feeling something stir deep inside you, something you can't quite name, that's because your intuition is already lighting up like a signal flare in the dark. This isn't your imagination. This is divine timing activating your inner GPS. Circle these dates with sacred intention, April 21st and 22nd. These 2 days are unlike any others this year. In these final 48 hours before the portal opens, your intuition will peak like a tidal wave cresting just before it crashes. Messages will pour in, clear, loud, and undeniable. For some, it will feel like deja vu on repeat. For others, it might be an emotional flood, or even a quiet stillness that feels almost holy. Whatever form it takes, the veil is thinning fast. Venus is closing in on the North Node. Mercury is deep in retrograde, swimming through the oceanic energy of Pisces, where boundaries blur and the invisible becomes visible. And the Moon, now in Gemini, is flipping on the lights in your mental sky. Your entire energetic system is being tuned like a radio, dialed into a frequency that isn't usually available. What you're picking up now, those gut feelings, those dream symbols, those names or faces that won't leave your mind, they're not random. They're keys. Your third eye, your inner compass, your sacred sight, it's opening wider than it has in months, maybe even years. You may suddenly just know something without any logical reason. You might catch a glimpse of what's ahead, feel a truth land in your chest like a bell ringing. These aren't guesses. These are downloads, answers from your future self, beamed through the thinning veil. Don't ignore them. This is guidance with an expiration date. Right now, your higher self is handing you the blueprint. Pay close attention to anything that stirs your emotions, sparks clarity, or refuses to leave your thoughts, especially in the areas ruled by Venus. Your relationships, your finances, your creativity, your sense of self-worth. If you feel a sudden urge to walk away from something or someone, that's not fear, that's alignment. If you're being drawn towards something unfamiliar, exciting, and slightly terrifying, that's destiny knocking. This is a moment to tune in, not tune out. Set aside the noise. Journal like your life depends on it. Meditate like you're listening for a message from the stars, because you are. Track your dreams. Watch for patterns. The symbols that show up now are not random. They're sacred code. But here's the catch most people will miss. This intuitive window doesn't last. Once the clock strikes midnight on April 23rd, the portal doesn't just open, it shifts everything. The energy changes from receive to act. The whisper becomes a roar. The choice becomes the path. That's why these 48 hours before the portal are crucial. They're not just spiritual fluff, they're your last clear moment to prepare. Think of it like standing at a cliff's edge with a parachute. April 21st and 22nd are when you check your gear, trust your gut, and commit to the jump. Once the 23rd arrives, there's no more checking. You leap or you don't. And the people who miss that leap, the ones who brush off the signs or wait for more clarity, they'll still be standing there when the portal closes, watching others soar. So this is your moment. Take it seriously. Use these days to align. Clean your spiritual house. Say what needs to be said. Forgive where you can. Release what feels heavy. And above all, listen. Because the voice guiding you now is the same one that's walked with you through lifetimes. It's your own. And it's speaking truth with every breath. Don't underestimate this window. You may think you're just journaling a thought or waking from a weird dream, but what you're actually doing is collecting sacred clues, piecing together a puzzle only you were born to solve. Your roadmap through the portal is being handed to you right now, one insight at a time. Use it. And that roadmap, those insights you're gathering right now, they're not just pointing you inward, they're preparing you for the people who will appear along this path. Because as the portal opens, you're not walking through it alone. The universe is sending guides, challengers, and messengers to cross your path exactly when you need them. But here's the key, recognizing them for who they truly are. Because how you respond to these encounters will shape what you carry with you into your next chapter. As this gateway swings open, people around you will start falling into three very clear roles. You'll feel it, you'll know it, and your ability to move through this portal cleanly, powerfully, and aligned with your highest destiny, it depends on whether you can tell who's who. First, the anchors. These are the souls who feel like still water in the middle of a storm, grounded, calm, steady, even when everything around them is swirling. They hold a quiet clarity that feels magnetic, comforting. You might already know them, or they may show up suddenly. An old friend reaching out, a stranger offering words that land right when you need them. Their presence feels like a cosmic nod, a whisper that says, "You're exactly where you need to be." Don't underestimate their role. They are here to steady you as you move through this energetic earthquake. Then come the catalysts. These are the disruptors, the ones who stir things up, trigger emotions you thought you buried, force you to face shadows you've avoided. Their energy feels chaotic, even aggressive at times. But don't mistake their discomfort for danger. They are accelerators. They are here to break chains, to push you out of your comfort zone so you don't carry old baggage through this portal. Without them, you might stay stuck in the same cycle. Their challenge is your liberation. And finally, the messengers. They bring synchronicity. They offer exactly what you need at just the right moment. A conversation, a connection, an opportunity that seems too perfect to be random. They may not stay long, but their timing is divine. They're like keys handed to you when you least expect it, unlocking the next door. Here's the deeper truth. None of these encounters are coincidences. Each person playing these roles in your life right now is part of the greater choreography of your evolution. The question is, can you recognize them? Can you lean into the anchors, even when your mind wants to keep spinning? Can you accept the catalyst without resenting them for stirring your soul? Can you listen closely when the messengers show up with words or opportunities that feel strangely aligned? Because your response to these people will determine what energy you carry through the portal, and ultimately, which version of your future you'll meet on the other side. And that version of your future, the one you're moving toward, it can only manifest if you cross this threshold consciously. But here's the twist. The very energy that calls you forward also tests you, because every light, no matter how divine, casts a shadow. And this portal, it's not just a gateway, it's also a mirror, one that shows you both your highest potential and the parts of you that still need healing. So as you meet these people, the anchors, the catalysts, the messengers, be aware that you're also meeting yourself. All of you, the brilliant and the broken, the ready and the resistant. Because while the Venus North Node conjunction offers massive opportunity for alignment, it also awakens the shadow sides of these same energies. And if you're not aware of them, they can pull you off course faster than you think. Venus in her light is about love, beauty, self-worth, and soulful connection. But Venus in her shadow, she clings, she compares, she obsesses over appearances and craves approval like oxygen. You might find yourself grasping at relationships, needing constant reassurance, or defining your worth by how others see you. That's not alignment. That's the old wound flaring up, begging for release. And the North Node, our compass to destiny, it also has a shadow. It's not just about rushing toward the future. When out of balance, it can become toxic positivity, spiritual bypassing, pretending you're fine when you're falling apart inside, trying to skip the messy healing part in hopes of arriving at your dream life faster. But destiny can't be hacked. It must be earned through integration, not avoidance. Now add Mercury retrograde in Pisces to the mix, and you've got an emotional amplifier. Old beliefs resurface. Mental fog rolls in. You might feel confused, off-center, or haunted by patterns you thought you'd already transcended. That's not failure. That's the final purge. This isn't a mistake. This is sacred timing. You see, the portal doesn't just want the polished version of you. It wants the true version, the part that knows love and also knows loss, the part that dreams big and still doubts sometimes. The shadow isn't here to sabotage you. It's rising to be seen, to be healed, to be brought back into your heart before you cross the threshold. So if the days surrounding April 23rd feel heavy, emotional, even chaotic, don't run. Don't shame yourself. And don't mistake discomfort for misalignment. This is the sacred fire, the soul-level detox, the final shedding of skins that were never yours to carry. Let it happen. Feel it all. Because that's how you clear space for the light that's coming. And believe me, it is coming. And as that light begins to flood in, clearing the space you've so bravely made, it brings with it something even more important than insight. It brings a call to action. Because this portal isn't just about what happens during it. The real test, the true magic, happens after. Everyone's eyes are on April 23rd, the day the Venus North Node portal opens wide. But the day that follows, April 24th, that's where the seeds you've been given are either planted or wasted. Because receiving the blueprint for your highest timeline is only half the journey. The other half is building it. Think of April 23rd as the cosmic download, the day the universe hands you the plans, the vision, the surge of energy that lifts the veil and lets you see what's possible. But April 24th, that's when you pick up the tools. That's when you lay the foundation. The fire of transformation doesn't just burn for one day, it smolders afterward, waiting to see if you'll feed it or let it die out. This is where so many get lost. They feel the intensity of the portal, the rush of potential, the clarity that lights up their soul. But then they slide back into routine, into old patterns, into familiar distractions. And the energy? It fades. Just another peak experience filed away in memory. Don't let that be your story. The 24 hours after the portal closes are like wet cement. Whatever you pour into it, your thoughts, your actions, your energy, sets the structure for what comes next. Do nothing, and the cement hardens without form. Act with intention, and you shape it into the life your soul has been calling for. This isn't the time to scroll mindlessly, to fall back into conversations or relationships that no longer serve you, or to ignore the messages that came through. This is the sacred integration period, the bridge between the revelation of the portal and the manifestation of its gifts. So make a plan now for how you'll spend April 24th. Carve out space for reflection. Move with purpose. Engage in grounding practices, whether that's journaling, meditation, walking in nature, or simply sitting in stillness and letting the energy settle. Whatever insights, downloads, or opportunities came through the portal, honor them, act on them, even in small ways. This isn't about grand gestures. It's about consistency. It's about showing the universe that you're serious, that you're not just a seeker of signs, but a doer of deeds. Because portals don't change your life. They open the door. What you do after you walk through, that is what rewrites your story. And now, as we come to the end of this journey, remember, this portal won't wait. Your moment is now. Step in boldly. If this message stirred something in you, like, subscribe, and comment the number 77 below to claim your path and help awaken others to their destiny.